All righty.
Yep.
Yep, brother Darren, that's just how it is. Every time you're trying to get the message out, you always get trouble. That's why a lot of brothers and sisters they don't want to deal with the Most High because they know you're running the roadblocks like this. They don't want to put up with that. Yeah, brother James, we out here in the country. In the country, in the middle of the hood. We had a whole bunch of rain too, so I wouldn't be surprised though if that affected the internet somehow. Because every time we have some rain or like a small storm, like our internet towers and stuff always go offline and stuff, so that'd be real annoying. I'm gonna give some of y'all the chance to get back in here. Mm, mm. But I love the resistance, boy. It make me want to go even more.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, brothers and sisters. So we finna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and get back into it. But what I was telling you is, you got those out there that's laboring for a corruptible crown. But what we're laboring for is an incorruptible crown, brothers and sisters. That's what we're laboring for, a crown, a reward that never corrupts.
Mm-hmm.
A reward we gonna get to keep forever. Because when Christ come back, this corruptible stuff, he flaming it all, brothers and sisters. But we're working for something that lasts forever. That's what we're laboring for. And that's why I was telling you guys, listen, you ain't gotta be jealous of these entertainers and these movie stars and these athletes and these CEOs. Listen, all of that stuff is corruptible.
Mm-hmm.
Even before Christ flame it. When they die, they ain't taking none of that stuff with them. And I assure you, brothers and sisters, that the Lord, he ain't worried about none of that stuff that they did. All of this getting money and shooting a basketball, running a football, hitting a tennis racket, kicking a little ball across the field. God don't care about none of that. That stuff impressed man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got the fans screaming, hooting, and hollering. God don't care about none of that. He worrying about whether or not these black people believe, and depending on whether or not they believe, that determine their eligibility on whether or not they gonna be God. That's what he's looking at. And so again, we're gonna go to 1 Corinthians chapter 9, and we're gonna read verse 25. So 1 Corinthians 9, and we're gonna read verse 25. When you get there, Mom, go ahead.
And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
That's right. So, brothers and sisters, we all striving for the mastery of something. We striving for the mastery over the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, we're going to obtain an incorruptible crown. But man, they strive for mastery of the carnal,
Right.
the fleshly. Therefore, they're going to obtain a corruptible crown, a crown that's going to perish. But the crown we seek after is a crown that will never perish.
Right.
So I'm not worried about my name being in lights, people knowing who I am. Oh man, you know Reggie? Yeah, man, he be doing that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about none of that stupid junk. It's stupid, brothers and
Mm-hmm.
sisters.
That's right.
It's vain. People are giving their whole lives to obtain these things,
Right.
selling out, selling their integrity, coming morally corrupt,
Right.
so they can obtain a corruptible crown. They ain't got time for that.
Mm-mm.
You shall pass, and this life too shall pass.
That's right.
So now we're going to go ahead and go back to 1 Timothy chapter 4, and we're going to read verse 11 and 12. When you get there, go ahead.
These things command and teach.
Okay, so all of that stuff we read about, those are the things that Paul wants Timothy to teach these Israelites in Ephesus. Okay, watch out for these false teachers. Watch out for their lies, because they're gonna come with a whole bunch of junk that serve as nothing but a distraction to get you away from Christ.
That's right.
So you don't need to take heed to none of that stuff. Get away from these myths. Get away from these fables. All of this stuff concerning the body, all of this training and stuff. And you need to concern yourself with training yourself in the spirit so you can obtain this incorruptible crown. So now, verse 12.
Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity.
Okay, so now Paul, he's talking directly to Timothy. He's like, listen, don't let no man despise your youth or look down upon you because you're a young man, right? Because a lot of times you have these older folks, you know, they try to measure your maturity in spirit by your youth. Listen, your youth is not any kind of indication of your spiritual maturity.
That's right.
Or your God-given leadership.
Mm.
Youth is not an indicator. That is not something you can use to try to measure how spiritually mature someone is. It just don't work that way. But that goes back to man looking at appearance. And when you look at Christ, he was a young man.
Yeah.
He died at 33. He barely lived. John the Baptist died, young man.
Mhm.
Stephen, young. All of them, brothers and sisters, they was young men. And so Paul's saying that because you're going to have these older men and women despise you because of your youth.
Yeah.
And if you're being despised, hey, the servant isn't greater than the master. It happened to Jesus too. This young buck trying to tell me.
Yep. He ain't even 50 years old.
And he was the God of all heaven and earth, and they did it
Mm-hmm.
to him. This
That's right.
young man, he ain't even 50 trying to sit up here and tell me.
That's right.
To my for Abraham, I am. What? Because Israel, they're carnal. They're blind to how their God works.
That's right.
Because Israel love to look at that appearance, just like Jesse, David daddy. Look at him. Yeah, boy, look at my son. 6'8", 7'2". Look at he got, and on end they look good. Even Samuel got sucked, man. He said it's gotta be one of them. He said it's gotta be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But God said, no, it ain't none of them. He said, it's another son he got back there that he's actually hiding, that he didn't bring. He said, that's the one I'm going to choose right there. And here go this pipsqueak. David came out. He said, yeah, that's him. He said, that's him right there. Look at him. He young as heck. And he a little pretty boy. Him? Yeah, that's who I'm with. This the one that's going to be the man after my own heart. That's how God get down. That's exactly how he get down.
That's
but
right.
He said, don't let nobody despise or look down on you because you young. And oftentimes, let me talk to my young people real quick. That's in their 20s. That's 13 and 10. Let me tell y'all something. When you're doing the right thing, you're going to always have these older men and women. They're going to come to you. And they're going to have this, they're going to be some. I'm telling y'all how it is, you young ones, because I know y'all watching. A lot of the older ones, they're going to come full of envy. Okay, but they're going to disguise it as they're teaching you something. But it's not that. It's just they want to put you, they want to try to find a way to put you below them.
Right.
They want to find a way to try to artificially shame you. Ain't no way you could be this young up here talking about you following, the Lord and stuff. You ain't got no experience. You just a legitimate. Listen, ignore they black behind. And you continue to follow the Ancient of Days.
That's right.
You continue to do that which please them, because see, the young men and young women that do right, see, the older black men and black women, they attack them.
Yeah.
They try to destroy them. They always try to teach them. But these other young black men and women out here that's wicked as hell. See, the older black men and women, they don't want to try to teach them. They don't approach them or nothing. They don't attack them. They don't do to the good ones what they should be doing to the other ones. But you don't worry about that. You keep walking with your head held high because you're not seeking their approval and validation anyway.
That's right.
You seeking the approval and the validation of the Most High. Just keep on walking. You ain't got to disrespect them either. Yes, so no, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. And you just keep walking. Don't worry about nothing else. It just come. You got to understand it come with the territory. You're going to have a lot of the old ones. They're going to be moved with envy. But you got to ignore that. All right. Now, where was we?
We were
verse 12. Yeah, okay. Said, don't let nobody despise you because of your youth. It says, but be thou an example to the believers in word, okay, in your speech, and in conversation, which is your lifestyle, and in charity, in love, in spirit, in faith, in purity, okay, staying set apart from this ungodly world. So he says you ought to be an example. So you let people talk, whether it is the young ones or whether it's the elders, because they're going to try to destroy you. You got to forget about them. You lead by example. Because see, that's what's going to please. That's what's going to please God. That's what's going to show. That's what's going to show your spiritual maturity. Now, let's go ahead and go to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel 16. Even for my young ladies on here. And I'm not disrespecting my elders, so don't come at me with no emails. I'm going to delete it off this planet. For my young ladies that's watching, when some of y'all get up and teach, because y'all need to get up and teach, and you need to help your sisters. Our sisters need some wisdom. Either they going to look at you or they going to look at Nicki Minaj. Get up and do something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But you got to understand, you being a young lady, when you get up and you teach, you're going to have a lot of jealous and mean older women rise up. Okay? And they're going to try to destroy you. But you cannot worry about them. You got to teach. You got to do your part. You putting in your work. You putting in your brick. The Lord will handle them. He'll handle them. Even Zahara, when she get up and teach and stuff like that, you know who against her? It ain't the enemy. It's these older women who claim they following Christ.
That's right.
I'm tired of this little young girl getting up and think she knows something. Sit down. So they'll use scriptures that they take out of context, like 1 Timothy 2. Women shouldn't be teaching. It ain't even the men saying it. It's the women, because they angry as hell. The hell this young girl thinks she is. Now, they won't say nothing to Nicki Minaj. They won't say nothing to Megan.
No.
But they'll say something to the daughter of Zion.
Absolutely.
That's living right. Who's trying to give her sisters a chance. Listen, you ain't got to follow these other women. You can live a clean and godly life. And who against it? These bitter old black women.
Yep.
Just like the young men. They get up, they try to set a standard. You ain't got to up there following Lil Wayne, Lil Yachty, and all these people. Right. Who the heck named themselves after a boat? Anyway, you ain't got to live like that. You could come live a clean, godly life, but these old, bitter black men rise up and try to destroy them.
That's right.
And I want to let y'all old black men and women know, if you one of these, I ain't talking about all of it. I know some of y'all, you encourage the young black men. You encourage the young black women. But I'm talking about y'all ones that's full of envy and try to destroy the young men and women of God. I just want to let you know, God coming for you. You gonna pay. Because that is evil and that is not love.
That's right.
You should want to see the next generation prosper.
Right.
And serve the God of all heaven and earth. If you are operating in that, bro, you older folks, shame on you. And may the Lord deal with you.
That's right.
All right. 1 Samuel 16 and verse 7.
Okay.
And when you get there, go ahead.
But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him.
All right. So, hey, you think I chose, you think I'm with a man because he old. He got a big gray beard. Tall, everything, speak eloquent. Look at this. I know God with this guy. He old, got some experience and stuff like that. God don't work like that. He say, I refused him. Because see, him and the people, they caught up in all of that. I ain't looking at that. I look at the heart. Go ahead.
For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart.
So he not looking, and I was just using it, but he not looking at old or young. He not looking at male or female. He looking at the heart. Now, if you're going to be God, you have to be the same way.
That's right.
if you're going to be God, you have to be the same way. You got to look on the heart. This is what's gotten Israel in trouble over the centuries. They always look at the appearance, and they always end up getting taken advantage of and destroyed. No, look at the heart. Don't look at garments. Don't look at suits. Don't look at jewelry. Don't look at no jewelry. Don't look at eloquency. Don't look at articulation. You got to look at the heart.
That's right.
If you going to be God. Now, we're going to go ahead and go back. 1 Timothy 4. And where we ended off at?
We did verse 12.
We did 11, 12. Okay, so now we're going to do verse 13 through 15, and then we'll be finished, brothers and sisters. Okay, go ahead, Mama, with 13.
Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine.
In other words, until I come to Ephesus, where you at, hey, continue to do these things that I commanded you to do in Ephesus with boldness. 14.
Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands and presbytery.
And this gift is to greatly spread the word, to be a helper to Christ and the apostles, to help spread that great word. Let's go real quick to Acts 6.
Okay.
Acts 6, and we're going to read verse 6 through 8.
Okay.
Now, even though this ain't Timothy, these are the things that they were doing. Laying of hands and all of that. These are the things that they were doing. Acts 6, verse 6 through 8. Go ahead.
Whom they set before the apostles.
Mm-hmm.
And when they had prayed, they laid their hands on them.
Mm-hmm.
And the word of God increased.
So they received the gift, and the word of God increased because they was endowed with power. Go ahead.
And the number of the disciples multiplied in Jerusalem greatly. And a great company of the priests were obedient to the faith. And Stephen, full of faith and power, did great wonders and miracles among the people.
And it was the same with Timothy. That was the gifts they was given. And it helped do what? Spread the gospel. That's right. What it did. Help spread Christ. Many great things happened during that time, brothers and sisters. Now, let's go ahead and go back to 1 Timothy 4. And now we're going to read verse 15.
Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them.
That's right.
That thy profiting may appear to all.
Mm-hmm.
Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine,
which is the doctrine of Christ.
Continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
When you take heed to the doctrine, and also when you spread it, he said, in doing that, you're going to save yourself and them that hear you. Okay? And that's why Paul was so adamant. That's why he was on top of Timothy, because he understood how important this was. But that's it, brothers and sisters. I know that we had some minor interruptions, but we got it done just the way that we could. Again, don't forget, next Sunday, June 8th at 10 a.m., we will be memorializing Pentecost. Again, next Sunday at 10 a.m., we will be memorializing Pentecost. All right. So we hope to see you all there. And that's all I got for you, brothers and sisters. Until next time, stay safe, get some rest, and Lord willing, we will see you next time.